to bed with any woman they wanted. And see, and so the white man was not scared of the black man. His fear was not scared of the black woman. His fear was of the black man. He wanted a weak black man. And so what they said they're gonna start doing then is to try to keep the black man as weak as he could. So whenever they have lynchings, when he breaks some of those etiquette and codes, that they were castrated. When you hung a black man, you didn't just pull him up on a rope and hang him. You hung him up there, then somebody go up there and take a razor and cut his pants all down, and you take his testicles and stuff hanging out and you cut that off. That's called nowadays they call it maybe forms of psychological castration. But if you always have to castrate a black man, you know why? Because that's what these rumors come out about. He must be extremely large, because if he can reach a white woman, all them dating white women, and they getting past us, we got to castrate that sucker. And so they always castrated black men when they hung them. And so that's what I'm going to tell you for a second, in a minute, why black men, for instance, in a given period of time, they in these codes. Let me take about 1 minute, and then I'm going to do it real quick, and you still won't take up too much of your time. And I'm going to try to. I'm going to write down some of the things that why they were lynching black men, and they would castrate these men for it too. They always castrate because you want a black man to be feminized, and make it easy for you. So rather than fighting a black man, because they know that black women, a white man can run over a black woman anytime he want to. And once you get rid of the black man, then the black woman and his family and his children are subject. They're vulnerable to anything the white man wants to do. See, if they in your family, they get rid of Dr. Watkins, then the woman and the children are vulnerable. And they understood that. And so you got to try nowadays, since this whole issue is backing up about black men, you're shooting a black man every week, someplace around the country. You're shooting black men. You're not shooting Asian men. You're not shooting Jewish men. You're not shooting Indian men. You're not shooting Hispanic men. You're not shooting anybody but black men. Because you know what? Because you want them to be as weak as possible. And it goes back to slavery again. And now for instance, in a 20-year time period, let's say between 1882 and 1900, you know how many black men they lynched in this country? Take a guess. Let me see. What would you guess?
Over 1,000.
Yeah, over 1,000. It was just almost 2,000 plus 6, so about 2,600 black men were lynched. Okay, and those are recorded lynchings now. These are not hypothecated. These are actual numbers. They lynched that was tested and counted. Almost 2,600. But we all knew there was much larger than that, because a lot of black men got hung out in the woods and out in the fields and thrown into the ditches and the creeks. They just never heard from them again. So it's maybe twice that number. But I'm going to show you what they got. Let me tell you what they lynched them for and castrated them for. Just let me give you an example now. I wrote some down here. Simple things like this. You listen and tell me whether or not these things are justifiable enough for lynching and castrating a black man. And then you'll understand what they were up to in meritorious manumission. Let's see, robbery, slander, wife beating, cutting levees, kidnapping, voodooism, poisoning water, writing insulting letters, incendiary language, swindling, jilting a girlfriend, colonizing other Negroes, political troubles, gambling, quarreling, poisoning water, throwing stones, unpopularity, making threats, circulating scandals, being troublesome, bad reputation, drunkenness, rioting, being troublesome, rioting, committing fraud, enticing a servant to run away, writing letters to white women, asking a white woman in marriage, conspiring, introducing smallpox, giving information, conjuring, concealing a crime, slapping a child, passing counterfeit money, eloping with a white girl or white woman, displaying, changing regulations for ferry boats, running quarantine, violating of contracts, lawlessness, paying attention to white girls, whistling at white girls, touching a white woman, forcing white boys to commit crimes, and inflammatory language that make other people feel disgusted. I'm just got it. That was almost, that summer almost 2,600 of it. That was just for those things.